Okay. So for this interview, we're going to be talking a lot about research, specifically in the field of education. First off, I am recording. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Before we get started, can you just introduce yourself, how long you've been in education?
Mm-hmm. My name is Rhonda Chuka. I was a classroom teacher for 29 years with Fayette County Board of Education. I taught chemistry, science, robotics, and physics, advanced physical science at Midland Trail High School during those 29 years. I'm still in education right now. I'm managing a grant for the Board of Education.
Okay. Alrighty.
Now
Well,
I'm a frog.
now we'll just jump right into the questions. So, what are your thoughts on research in the field of education?
I think research is a good thing if it's done properly and if it has the right parameters and the right guidelines. I think you can learn a lot, but I think you got to be careful with the research that you use. Like, you wouldn't want to use outdated research, something from the 1920s.
Of course, yeah.
Even something from the 1990s.
Yeah, everything's changing.
Yeah. And our kids are changing. Our society's changing. Our kids are changing. Parents are changing. Parenting has changed. And COVID really changed
Yes.
a lot of things. So some of our research does apply because kids are kids and they'll always be kids, and there's just certain things that won't change. But factors that affect kids have changed a lot.
Mm-hmm. And just along those lines, as you have gained experience in education, has your opinion on research changed?
Yeah, I would say so. Probably when I was younger, I didn't see as much value as I do now.
Okay. And then, have you performed any specific research projects throughout your career? And if you have, can you tell me a little bit about them?
I haven't performed any specific research projects. I've participated in some things. Sometimes agencies need surveys. They just need information. And then sometimes agencies need, like, we have a new program coming in. They'll want pre-data, midterm data, and then post-data.
Okay.
So I've participated in those kinds of things, but I wouldn't say a full-blown research project, no.
Okay. And can you just tell me a little bit about your school system, your district, like just a little bit of information about it?
Fayette County Schools is in Fayette County, West Virginia. We currently have 11 schools in our county, and over my time here with Fayette County, we've seen a lot of consolidation and a lot of closures, and that's due to the population declining. It's just a direct result of that, honestly. And with that, some of our buildings are newer, and we have 2 brand new buildings right now, which is really nice. One is finishing construction, and one is beginning construction, the new Midland Trail Elementary.
Okay.
And that's really exciting because those kids needed a better school. And it was really hard for our public. Our public was so anti-consolidation and anti-closure because we do have a lot of small communities, and they lost their school. And that's really hard. And it's really hard on a community. But you have to weigh
the pros and the cons.
Right. You have to weigh it out and see, okay, what's going to be best for the kids? What's going to serve the kids the best? We are right in the middle of the New River Gorge. It's a national park. It just became a national park. So we have a lot of resources here. I'm not sure they're always utilized the best they could be. Sometimes you forget what's in your backyard.
Oh, yeah. It's easy to take it for granted.
Yeah, like I have family that comes here to visit. They're like, oh my gosh. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
But I forget these beautiful mountains and the sunsets. I see this every day, but you just forget how spectacular it is. And our schools, I feel like our schools are progressive. Our county system is progressive. We have a wonderful technology department that keeps us all up to date. They take care of the technology. They take care of all the computers. All of our kids have computers, and that's come a long way. Thank you, COVID. I guess is the only thing I can say about COVID.
We had the one good thing out
It
of it.
helped, right? It helped with the technology. It forced us into using more technology and more resources, and sometimes you can use too much technology.
Oh yes,
I think so. I don't know if that answered your question.
No,
I kind
it
of
did.
went off on a tangent.
No, that was great. I appreciate it. And just kind of along those lines, are there any specific, not necessarily issues or anything that you think should be explored more within the school district? Like anything that needs to be looked at deeper?
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't say anything that needs looked at deeper, but I would say more resources
Mm-hmm.
would be great. I currently, in my new position, work with the student support personnel. That would be our counselors, our social workers, our therapists, our behavior interventionists. I work with all of them very closely. And, since I was in the classroom, behaviors have escalated.
Yes.
And there's a lot more need. And while we're so lucky here in our county that we do have a counselor in every building. Some buildings have 3. Almost every building has a social worker or a shared social worker. So we're very fortunate in that respect, but even though we have that, we need more.
Mm-hmm.
Just mental health has come to the forefront, and there's a lot more mental health needs
Yes.
with our students, and behavioral needs, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of behavioral needs. And more resources for that would be helpful. And that's not a complaint, that's just saying, yeah, we could use more of this. What we have is great.
But just that little extra could really...
Yeah, that would be wonderful. It would be.
Okay. And then moving on to kind of younger students, what are some ways that you would suggest possibly getting them interested in research along those lines, kind of going out on their own, looking at the other issues, getting them involved?
Mm-hmm. I would say just like a classroom lesson, you got to have that hook. You got to have that hook that gets the kids interested. And I would say doing some type of a mini research project on something they like, something
Mm-hmm.
they're interested in, whether it's cars, whether it's the newest form of technology, the newest video game, whatever, something Minecraft, or a different way to use their phones, just anything that they're interested in. I would say do a mini project. I remember doing a small research project when I was in the classroom, and it was about selfies, and the kids were so into that. I don't know if you remember that.
I think I may have, but it's been so long. Really.
Right. So that I was really shocked at how much the kids got into it, and I was like, but that was a good hook.
Yeah, just finding that thing. And
right, because selfies had just kind of gotten popular, and the kids were all about that. Like, they were engaging their grandparents and their family members and their neighbors, and that was part of the research project, to look at the different generations to see, just to see how they reacted and that kind of thing. So I would say, and you're talking about young people, I don't know how young you were talking about, but I would say a mini project that engages them in what they're interested in, and then moving forward.
Okay. And then just along those lines, kind of sticking with like the middle school, high school age, like what are some benefits of getting them involved in that, or do you see any potential benefits?
I do see benefits. I see lifelong benefits. We need to rely on research for multiple things. You don't want to take a new medication unless there's research to back it. You don't know the implications from it. And that's important. Or a new medical procedure, or, a new type of rocket. Hey, it's going to take all of us out into space next week. We just built it last week. Well, I think I might need some research on that one, some data to back that up. And I just think moving forward in our world, we're at a place, I think, in our world where we're jumping leaps and bounds, and we're learning so many new things and so much new information. It's not just, Newton discovered gravity now. It's like we're moving beyond that. So I think research is important for us to move forward as a society and to be safe.
Mm-hmm.
And I think engaging young people and getting them interested in it would be valuable, and just lifelong learning for them to learn to respect research and there's bad research, and for them to be able to differentiate good research and bad research. And sometimes, it's not the research project that comes across Instagram or Facebook that might be a life-saving technique.
Yeah.
In the medical field. So, I think being able to take the research and differentiate and decide, this was good information, not so
maybe
much.
Leave this one here.
Right. So, I think it's a very important skill.
Okay, and I just got one last one. What role do you see research playing in education as we move forward in the future?
Well, right now I see the research impacting mental health and emotional needs and behavioral needs. We have a huge, I don't really know the statistic on it, I wish I did, but we've seen a vast increase in behaviors. And
Mm-hmm.
even with our autistic students, there's so many more autistic students now that I think the research is important to help us with that, to help us move forward and to be able to do what's best for
Mm-hmm.
those students. How can you serve a population when you don't have any information to help you with it?
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that would be really important.
Okay. All right. Well, that's all I got. I really appreciate your time.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.